Hello, my friends. Welcome to another Immune Boost Ministry Minute. I'm your host, Amanda Page Williams. Today's verses are found in Numbers 13, verses 1 and 2, and also verses 27 and 28. The Lord said to Moses, "Send some of the men to explore the land of Canaan, which I am giving the Israelites. From each ancestral tribe, send one of its leaders." They gave Moses this account: "We went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Here is the fruit. But the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified, very large. We even saw descendants of Anak there." If you go back, and please write these verses down, Numbers 13, 1 through 2, and verses 27 through 28. So if you go in and you read verses 1 through 2 again, Moses said, or the Lord said to Moses, "Send some men to explore the land of Canaan, which I am giving the Israelites." He said he was giving it to them. He also told them before that he was going to send them, he was going to give them a land for their own, flowing with milk and honey. So then moving to 27 and 28, when they went there to find out what the land was like, and they came back and they told the rest of the Israelites, "We went to the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey." Ding, 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 ding. The bell should have gone off. The Father promised them a land flowing with milk and honey. And he also said that he was going to give it to the Israelites. Here's the kicker. Then a bunch of them that had gone in to spy on this land and see what it was all about, a bunch of them said, "But the people who live there are powerful and the cities are fortified." They started to stir everybody up and cause fear that they in their own power could not take the land. Well, of course they in their own power couldn't take the land. God told them he was going to give it to them. But they took back. They didn't trust what God said. They didn't trust him. After all the times that he had shown that he was exactly what he said he was, the great I am. He parted the Red Sea for them. He led them out of Egypt. He did everything. He passed over them when the firstborn were dying. Promise after promise after promise. And yet they still didn't trust him. We're still like those original Israelites. He gave them what they wanted and they didn't go into the promised land. When they distrusted him, they were like, "Oh, we can't do this." And they gave in to the fear instead of trusting him. He was about to give it to them. They were right there. So he gave them what they wanted. And he allowed them to go away from there. And there were consequences to not trusting him. They wandered for 40 years because they didn't trust him. We have a tendency to trip ourselves up listening to the evil, listening to the fear, giving in to all of the fear, rather than listening to him. There were only two that heard him, Caleb and Jacob. Or I should say Caleb and Joshua. There were only two. Small amount. Are there a bunch of people? Is the majority of the world living in fear right now? Doesn't it always? Are you listening to the majority that's living in fear, or are you listening to God? The few, the small path. Few will find the small path. You know what, folks? Don't take my word for it. Read it yourself in the Bible. And then come back tomorrow or the next day. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I don't think I'll be doing a ministry minute tomorrow. But hey, you know what? I don't know. That's all up to God. I can't say ahead of time that I'm not going to do it. So, I rephrase. And hopefully I'll be doing one on Friday. I'm feeling the poke here. Don't know if you guys have noticed on my Facebook that I have these new t-shirts. Warrior for God. They're pretty cool. And it talks about not living in fear. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love and power and of a sound mind. And it has our little logo, the Immune Boost logo, on the sleeves. So it's a pretty cool shirt. I have this in royal blue, in this teal as well, and there is also a berry pink. So folks, if you want one of those t-shirts, please message me on Facebook, or you can email me at ImmuneBoostMinistry@gmail.com. Let me know your size, of course, your name, your address, so I can ship one out to you. They are $19.99, and being that Friday is Black Friday, it's a great time to buy a bunch of these for Christmas, and you can share the word with everyone without having to actually say a word. Folks, I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you sometime soon.